Hello, and thank you for joining this webinar on Aura Pro. Today, we're going to be talking about why your division is part of the program, what's all involved with it. We're going to go into quite a bit of detail as to how Aura works. We'll talk about next steps, and by the end of this, we're hoping that you're comfortable with you wearing or supporting Aura Pro in your workplace. So let's get started. The Ministry of Education's mandate is to support safe and secure school facilities, as well as providing healthy and safe learning environments for students and staff members. However, there are times when that can be at risk. For instance, there may be violence on your workplace, which is not common, but can happen, and we've seen that happen. Accidents. For any of you that are traveling from location to location, driving on Saskatchewan roads, whether that's in summer or winter, can be risky, as well as another risk might be health related. And that could be yourself, or it could be the students in terms of allergies or illness. But there are times, or there can be times in your workplace where you need to call for help quickly. And that's where Aura Pro comes into play. It is a very small, discreet device. It can be worn as a belt loop clip or as a necklace under your shirt. The idea is if you need to call for help quickly, you simply press the button on the device and an alert goes out to your contacts, unlimited number, where they receive your GPS location. And there is a backup call to 911 if they're not available. Now we'll go into Aura Pro in detail a little bit later, but just wanted to give you a sense of what it's all about. So why this program? Well, we've been presented with a very unique opportunity. The Build Canada Innovation Program is set up to help new companies with new innovations get their product to market quicker and faster. So the federal government has purchased 2,000 Aura units to test. The Ministry of Education in Saskatchewan was approached to be a testing partner, which is how we've come to be. So some select divisions will test the Aura units over this school year. It's a unique and a good opportunity not only for the divisions or yourselves to try out something new like Aura and see what you think of it for no cost. And it's also a great opportunity for our company. We are located in Saskatchewan. I'm out of Saskatoon. We're out of Saskatoon and Regina. We are selling our product. But with 2,000 units, this is going to be a great opportunity to see how it's working and to get some feedback. So it's a really neat opportunity that both the Saskatchewan divisions and ourselves have been presented with. So just briefly, how does Aura work? Well, you would wear the device and it's going to go wherever you go. It's going to be paired to a smartphone. So no matter where you're at, as long as there's cell phone coverage, you're going to be protected. In the event of an emergency, you simply press the button on the back of the device, and the app is going to send an alert to your contacts that you've identified. These contacts their phones are going to make a loud alarm, and they're going to see that who is having the emergency, that it's you, and at that time will give your GPS location. And I'll just pause here for a moment to say this is not a tracking device. It does not track where you are. No one can tell where you are. The only time it gives your GPS location is in the emergency. Now there's a 2-minute countdown. If you haven't canceled the alert, and we'll show you how to do that later, or if your contacts haven't responded and you've picked up, then there's a 911 backup. So after 2 minutes, the device will instruct your phone to call 911. All of this information is available to your contacts and to your supervisor in a news feed so that they know what's happening, so they're kept up to date. So let's go into this detail a little bit more. In the emergency, you press the button on the back of the device. The alert works through the app on your phone and will send an emergency contact to the people that you've pre-identified. They, again, will receive that loud alarming noise on their phone. They won't miss it. It's not like a text or an email. They'll know that something is wrong. If they're not available After 2-minute countdown, or if they can't reach you and you don't pick up the phone, then the app will instruct your phone to call 911. Now, for those of you that are wearing the device, when you set the alert off, what will pop up instantly is this screen on your phone. So when you open your Aura app, you'll see this screen and you'll see that 2-minute countdown. If you accidentally press the button, you have the ability to simply cancel the alert from your phone. So no need to worry about that, just cancel the alert. Now your contacts will have received the alert, but they'll also see that you canceled it right away. Now the contacts, for all of those of you who are contacts for someone, and by the way, you might be aware and you might be a contact, but for those of you who are contacts, what you'll see when that person sends the alert, besides hearing the alarm, you'll see this on the left-hand side, the screen that's going to pop up. It's going to say that Dorothy has started an alert, launch the Aura app to get more information. So when you open up the app, then you'll see who has signaled the alert and where they're located. You'll see that GPS location, and it'll give you instructions to call them. You'll click on that, which will bring you to their phone number, and you'll call them from there. This is the news feed that I was talking about earlier. It's going to keep a running track of what's all going on. So if there's multiple people as contacts and someone else has called Dorothy back, it'll show that there. It'll also show if she's answered the phone. It will show if her phone calls 911. All of that will be in that news feed. You'll also, at the very bottom, there's a group text. So the group can communicate with one another. An example of this might be if somebody has reached Dorothy and has found out that she's actually okay, they might type to the group, talk to Dorothy, she's okay, we're gonna, deal with it, or something like that. But it's a way to communicate with one another. All right, now for the contacts, when you receive that emergency alert, what you'll need to do, again, is to call that employee via the Aura app. If they respond to you, if they answer the call, just assess the situation and, of course, take action. You might need to escalate it. It might be okay. Every situation is going to be very, very different. Now, if you call them and they do not respond, wait for the notification on that, as I was explaining earlier on here. It'll have all the information in the news feed. So wait for that notification. And you'll see that either the employee's phone has called 911 or perhaps another contact has reached them. Now, if their phone calls 911, you will receive a text message. And the text message will provide you with additional GPS, the exact GPS coordinates of where they're located. You don't have to, but we recommend that you call 911 and you say to them that you're a contact for someone. They have called, we have seen that they're wearing the Aura device that is called 911. 911 may or may not confirm this, but you can say, this is my employee or it's my coworker, and give them the exact GPS coordinates. It's just another layer of security to help out. And you'll see all the updates again in the app. So for those of you who will be wearing Aura, this is essentially what your screen is going to look like. This is an iOS view. If you have a Samsung or any other Android device, the icons will be at the top of your screen versus at the bottom. But with this view, the Aura devices, you can see the green circle around the device that tells you that everything is connected properly. And to the right of that, that's the battery indicator that tells you approximately how much battery is there in your device. The battery should last 3 to 4 days, depending on how often that you use it, but we do recommend that you charge it every day. Now, if this is red, or if it is blue, that means that there is something going on. Red means there's an emergency. Blue means that it's not connected. So in that particular case, the first thing to check is your Bluetooth on? Is your device nearby, or is it too far away? So for a Bluetooth connection to work, it needs to be relatively close to your phone. one way to look at it perhaps is kind of like when you have a car starter. For the most part, you can sit in your house and start your car from outside, but it really depends what is between you and that vehicle. If there's metal, if there's brick, that sort of thing, it might impede. So it definitely does, your phone doesn't have to be right on you all the time, but it needs to be in fairly close Bluetooth range. So if it's too far away, it's going to disconnect and this is going to turn blue. And I'll also show you on the device how that blinking right on the device as well. So if it's blue, you know there's something wrong. If it's red in an emergency. In terms of setting up your contacts, it's pretty straightforward. There'll be in the contacts tab there, you see at the bottom, there'll be a button, add contacts. You invite people by entering their cell phone number. So you would type in their cell phone number, click done, and they would receive a text invitation. Highly recommend that you tell them in advance that you're going to be inviting them to do this, because they're going to wonder what this text is about. When they receive the text, then it'll be a link to the Aura app to download the app. So again, add contacts by entering their cell phone number. They'll receive it, they'll download the app. Once they've downloaded it and they have added in their information, then you'll see their names pop up in your contacts tab. But until they actually take that step, it'll just look blank. Now for contacts, if you're wondering, well, what is it that you can see besides the alert? This is your screen. This is your dashboard. As I said, it's not a tracker, but they can see if you have been moving around. For those of you who are wondering, your supervisor will also be able to tell if you've been wearing the device, because if it shows that you haven't moved for the last, 14 days, your supervisor will know that you haven't been piloting the product. So just a bit of a heads up there. But this, you'll see alert dashboard. This is also where they can go to access that news feed that we were talking about earlier. On the device itself, there's some information here that you will be able to help you out. So on the right-hand side you'll see 4 brass little pins. This is the charging cable. So you'll get the cable, or the charging port, sorry, you'll get a cable, and it just is a magnet to this charging port. So it's very simple to connect. You don't have to push it or clip it in. It's just a magnet that connects the device to the charger. We do recommend that you use our wall adapter. Don't use other wall adapters because they sometimes will allow surging. So use the products that are in your package that you received from us to charge the device. There's a reset button there, which you shouldn't have to use. Just be aware of it. If you're having some issues and you call us, we'll probably tell you about that reset button, but it's something that you won't need. The button in terms of calling for help is the main button that you see there, but it also has a flashing light, which is the status light. If the light is blinking green, it means you're good to go. So we recommend when you're charging the device, leave it on the charger until the light turns green. Then you're good to go. It's about 3 to 4 hours to charge the device. If the light is blue, that means something is disconnected and isn't working properly. Go to the app, check to see what's going on there, make sure your Bluetooth is on, make sure it's within distance of your phone. And the only time that you'll see the orange-red color is in the event of an emergency. If you have an Android phone, you need to make sure that the operating system is 6 or higher. So if you haven't done any updates lately, make sure you do those updates and that your Android phone is 6+. If you have an iPhone, it's 10+. If you don't know how to update your phone, ask anyone under the age of 20. They'll be able to help you. And of course, give us a call. The battery, as I mentioned, should last about 4 days, but you can't overcharge it. So what we recommend is if you're not using the Aura device, just put it on the charger and let it be. Even if you're going on vacation for a couple weeks, doesn't matter, just let it to charge. It's water resistant, so whether or not you end up accidentally putting it through the wash, that's fine. We don't recommend it, but it can be used in bath. And we've talked about the magnetic charger. All right, So it's a very simple setup process. You will download the Aura app, so you'll need to go to the App Store and search for Aura Personal Alert. You'll pair the Aura then to your phone. We have separate videos for that on our YouTube channel, and so we'll have that at the end of this, a link at the end of this presentation. But you'll be able to follow the steps to pair the device to your phone. The first test that we recommend that you do is to press the button and set off the alert before you set up any contacts. That way you can test it, see what it's like, see how it sounds, and then cancel your own alert without notifying a whole bunch of people. So that would be the first test. Once you've tried that, then start adding your contacts. Once you've got them set up, then we recommend that you work with your contacts to do another test where you press the button and they receive the alert, call you back, and you answer the phone. So that would be the second test that we recommend that you do. It's pretty straightforward, but it probably doesn't hurt if you try these things monthly, just as a simple reminder as to how the whole process works. Okay, so next steps. Really all you need to do is just please wear your Aura device through the school year. Hopefully you'll actually never need the Aura device, but if you do need it, use it. Don't be afraid to press the button. If worst case scenario, somehow the device ends up calling, your phone ends up calling 911 and you didn't mean it to, just talk to them on the phone. Explain the situation, say they know it accidentally went to 911. They don't mind at all. It's not a big deal. Just don't hang up the phone on them. But it's very rare for it to go all the way to 911. Remember, there's the 2-minute countdown, and two things must have happened. You wouldn't have canceled the alert, or no one would have called you and you've answered the phone. So please just use the device. And after you'll test it, you'll see how simple it is to use and cancel. You will receive some surveys every couple of months from us by email. They'll be very short. They should take no more than 5 minutes, but we would really appreciate your feedback. As I said, this is part of the BCIP program, and we're going to learn a lot by you using it. And your feedback just gives us tons of information and is really, really valuable. In the new year, we're going to be doing some scenario testing. So we're going to reach out to the different divisions to see who would like to volunteer for that. Your division may or may not sign up for it, I'm not sure, but we'll touch base a little closer to that time. And of course, as you go through all of the scenario, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. And how you do that? A few different ways. You can email us at help@auraforyou.com. You can call us toll free on that number. We have set up videos for you and also paper or PDF documents in terms of how to set up your Aura device. So there's lots of support for you. And then there's frequently asked questions on the website. So lots of different ways for you to reach out and get some help. So please don't hesitate. That is the end of our introductory webinar. I hope it provided you with the general information that you need. I want to take this opportunity to thank you again for being a part of it, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.